When we talk about the heroes of Stranger Things, we often think of the obvious ones. Eleven with her incredible powers, Chief Hopper with his gruff determination, or Mike with his unwavering loyalty. But there is a character whose heroism is quieter, heavier, and far more complicated. That character is Lucas Sinclair. His story isn't about fighting monsters from other dimensions with psychic blasts, it's about fighting the monsters of doubt, guilt, and the crushing weight of being the one who is often right. Even when being right hurts the people you love. Lucas carries the burden of responsibility more than almost anyone else in the group, and that burden shapes his entire journey. From the very beginning, Lucas is set up as the skeptic. When Mike and Dustin are instantly captivated by the mysterious girl they find in the woods, Lucas is the voice of caution. He sees the strange happenings, the men in suits, and a girl who can move things with her mind, and his brain doesn't jump to cool new friend. It jumps to potential danger. In a group of boys who love dungeons. Even when you're trying to protect the team. This comes to a dramatic head in Season 1 with his conflict with Eleven. Lucas isn't wrong to be suspicious of her. From his point of view, this strange, powerful girl appeared out of nowhere right when their friend went missing. He's worried for Mike's safety and the safety of the mission to find Will. But his resistance creates a rift. He feels his friends are choosing a stranger over their own logic, and they feel is being cruel and closed-minded. Here, we see the first seeds of guilt. When Eleven uses her powers to save them from the bullies, Lucas realizes his suspicion might have been misplaced. He was right to be cautious, but he was wrong in how he handled it. He carries the guilt of having alienated someone who turned out to be a hero. And he works hard to make it right, ultimately becoming one of Eleven's most steadfast defenders. This is the Lucas pattern: question, clash, realize the emotional cost, and bear the responsibility of fixing it. His most profound and heartbreaking journey with guilt, however, comes in Season 4. This is where the theme of the weight of being right reaches its peak. Lucas, always observant, sees the social shifting in high school. He sees a chance to climb the popularity ladder by joining the Hawkins High basketball team. The Tigers. More importantly, he sees it as a chance to protect his friends, especially Max, from the bullying of the school's jock king, Jason Carver. He's not just being a traitor to the nerd group, he's making a calculated, strategic move. He thinks, if I'm on the inside, I can shield us. I can control things. In a way, he's applying his usual logic to the brutal world of teenage politics. But this time, being right about the strategy goes horrifically wrong. He succeeds in getting close to Jason. He even becomes a local hero by winning the big game. But his plan backfires catastrophically. Because he's on the inside, Jason trusts him. Because Jason trusts him, Lucas knows exactly where Max is going to be, at her hideout in the cemetery trailer. And he tells Jason, hoping to defuse the situation, to be the rational explainer. He is, once again, trying to be the responsible one, to manage the crisis with logic. This single act, born of a desire to control a volatile situation, directly leads Jason and his furious mob right to Max's door. What happens next is the ultimate punishment for Lucas's burden of responsibility. He is right there, in that attic, forced to watch as the person he loves most is psychically attacked by Vecna. He holds her, screams for her, but he is powerless. All his logic, all his planning, all his attempts to be the protector and the rational one have led to this nightmare. He couldn't protect her physically from Vecna, and his actions may have even helped put her in that position. The guilt he feels is unimaginable. It's not the guilt of a mistake, it's the guilt of a calculated choice that had a tragic outcome. He has to live with the thought, if I had just stayed away from Jason, if I had just kept our location a secret. Would this have happened? The aftermath shows us a Lucas shattered by this weight. At the hospital, he is a ghost of himself. He doesn't leave Max's side. He reads to her from her favorite book, not as a strategic move, but as a desperate, guilty plea. He is no longer the skeptic or the strategist, he is simply a boy drowning in remorse, trying to atone for a failure he blames entirely on himself. This is the core of his character. His sense of responsibility is so immense that when things go wrong, he internalizes all the blame. He believed it was his job to navigate the dangers, and when the danger struck at the heart of his world, he believed he had failed in his most important duty. Yet, it is this very sense of responsibility that also defines his heroism. In the final battle at the Creel House, it is Lucas who fights with a raw, desperate fury. He isn't fighting just to save Hawkins, he's fighting to save Max. He is fighting to correct his perceived failure. When he attacks Jason, it's a release of all that pent-up guilt, fear, and anger. He becomes the physical protector he believed he wasn't. And in Max's final moments, when Vecna has her, it is Lucas's voice, full of love and pain and guilt, that breaks through and gives her the strength to come back, if only for a moment. His emotional truth, his love and his desperate responsibility for her becomes a weapon as powerful as any psychic power. In the end, Lucas Sinclair's story is about the heavy cost of being the grown-up in the room when you're still just a kid. It's about how being rational in an irrational world can sometimes lead to the most emotional pain. He carries the guilt of his actions not because he is a bad person, but because he is a deeply good one who believes it is his job to see the threats others miss and to shield his friends from them. When he can't, he crumbles under the weight. But he always gets back up. He uses that guilt not to destroy himself but to fuel his determination to do better, to protect harder, to love more fiercely. His heroism isn't in always being right. It's in how he carries the devastating weight of being wrong and how that weight transforms him into someone whose loyalty, once earned, is unbreakable. He teaches us that true strength isn't about never failing those you love, it's about letting the pain of that failure turn you into someone who will never stop trying to save them.